My name is Jaeki Cho. I'm a writer and producer and a small business owner from Queens, New York. Hate crimes against Asian Americans are on the rise. You've seen it all over the news. Every time I hear about violence against a member of my community, it hurts. But the mass shooting in Atlanta that killed 8 people last month put me over the edge.
Latest on Tuesday's deadly shootings in and around the U.S. city of Atlanta.
And at least half of the victims are believed to be Asian women.
21-year-old Robert Long charged with killing 8 people in 3 separate massage parlors last night. The suspect in the deadly Atlanta area shooting spree telling police he was motivated by a sex addiction.
Police say it's too soon to tell whether victims were targeted because of their race, but these shootings do come during a pandemic-era surge in hate crimes against Asian Americans.
When I heard the initial police report followed by news coverage, it felt like a lot of context was missing. Noting that 6 out of 8 victims were Asian American women and 4 of them being Korean Americans, this whole tragedy made me wonder how the local Korean American community in Atlanta was coping. So I flew down to find out for myself. I'm a New Yorker with very limited knowledge of Atlanta, so to get an understanding of the city and its Korean American community, I went over to Duluth to explore the area with my friend, photographer, and producer John Song.
This is the plaza. You can get everything done here. You need some groceries,
right?
You can go to Super H Mart. You need car insurance, Miss Park over there will take care of you at State Farm. You need a haircut, Pika Pika Hair.
This is also kind of like an epicenter for a lot of Koreans in the South in general, right?
Absolutely. If you live in like East Javiv,
where's that?
North Carolina,
okay, got
in the
you.
middle of the sticks,
right.
You're probably gonna plan like a weekend trip.
Got you.
And get everything done that you need done here, you know?
Right.
There's often a misconception that like these communities don't exist anywhere outside of LA and New York, but I mean, in Georgia, we've been here for, you know, since the 70s, and we've been continuing to grow.
There is such a significantly big community here that pretty much shows like, yo, like these people are part of the overall fabric of Atlanta.
Yeah, it's not by coincidence either. Like this is, it's here because there's a demand for it.
Right.
최근에 그 사고가 크게 났었잖아요.
그러니까.
그거에 대해서 어떻게 생각해? 한국 여성분들이 돌아가셨다고 그러는데.
말도 안 돼. 난 신문 볼 때마다 눈물 났어. 얼마나 눈물 나든지. 그건 말도 안 되는데.
그러니까요.
이거는 말도 안 되는 게.
When I first heard the news in Atlanta, I was on a job, I think, when it happened. And then I remember my wife texted me and was like, yo, shit's going down in Atlanta. I was like, what are you talking about? And then at first I was like, damn, like Atlanta too? That was my first reaction. And then when I started to read more about the story and how it was like for Korean women, like, and you see the age group of these women, some of them are like my mom's age, you know?
And on top of that, like these, you know, the 2 or the 3 businesses that got hit, aromatherapy and Gold Spot, is not that far from where you currently live as well,
like
right?
6 minutes, I'm like right there.
Right.
One of them was known when I was working in the music industry.
Which one is that?
Gold Spot. That had a rep amongst the people that I work with. So like when I heard the news that it was Gold Spot, like, and then you hear things about like sex addiction or whatever, it's like, okay, like, was this man a customer? Like, you know, I don't know. Either way, still.
There's no like official confirmation that these places provided sex work, right? But the stigma is that a lot of massage businesses, you know, do partake in some of that.
Yeah, we're on Piedmont right now, and you have all kinds of adult entertainment up and down the strip. You have a lot of novelty stores, you have a lot of porn rental DVD places, you have a lot of massage places and strip clubs. It's all been kind of known for that since well before the 70s, I would think.
To get a better understanding of where the shooting took place, I visited Piedmont Road with Sarah O. Kim, a bar and restaurant owner who has worked at a number of strip clubs in Atlanta, including one across the street from Gold Spa.
I think a lot of these, Asian-owned spas are kind of known to be unarmed, easily accessible. Maybe it's an old Asian lady working at the counter, old Asian man. They're kind of defenseless, so to speak. Like, he's not gonna bust into Club Platinum with that same energy. Like, you're not gonna make it past security, period. You can't keep that same energy. And if he was to have, would the response have been, oh, he had a bad day? Or would it be like a massacre and like a complete racist, like would it have been a different narrative? Like, I don't know. And that you can kind of tread back to this whole thing of like, oh, then he goes back into like Asian women being submissive.
What would you like to see non-Asian folks know regarding, particular allyship of what is happening right now?
No different than what we would have to show for the gay movement or the Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, it's all about being aware, being kind, being patient, being understanding. I mean, it's no different than anything else that's going on. If anything, a lot of these other issues culturally have been coming up for a lot of other causes and a lot of other races, and Asian people have kind of sat behind the scenes, but it takes that step, and it's the same thing you would ask of them, vice versa, to kind of get out there and to be aware and to get educated and get informed and to kind of speak on behalf of your other allies and whoever else, you know?
Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
Pleasure.
Sarah. So we'll just do a quick pound.
Sure.
As we're in the COVID. How's everything with you?
Oh, it's been good. Tiring.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
Sarah Park is a local community leader and has been in touch with many of the victims' families since the shooting.
What were some of the initial reactions from the Korean American community?
Definitely in shock that it happened 20 minutes from the Duluth or where a lot of Korean Americans live. Right away, there were a lot of talk and speculation. What is this about? But I've heard from good side of the story, like, what can we do? Because it happened here. Where are the victims and families? How can we help them? Or what are the resources they need? What are their needs?
So for non-Asian American folks, how would you communicate with them? Okay, this is what we need to do in order for us to have a successful allyship.
Sure. So as we talk about this important issue, we have to make people understand this is America's issue.
So 3 of them were American citizens?
Yeah, Korean American victim. Out of 4, 3 were American citizens, 1 had a green card. They are part of our community member, maybe church member, I don't know.
How can we just be better neighbors without creating these boundaries and barriers and fences amongst each other?
America's problem is our problem. Our problem is America's problem, but we can let this happen again. We have to have a hard work and hard conversation to take place. And we have to start the conversation now with our younger generation too. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I never thought I had to start the conversation. Now, I had it the first week of. My daughter asked me, Mom, where are you nowadays? So I told her, because there are people out there, they don't know how to love others who are different. And many lost lives, and family were grieving, community was grieving. So Mom and Dad just had to go out and help them and be there for them and wipe their tears in any way we could. She understood, especially for South Korean American community. This is a turning point.
Eight innocent lives are gone due to a senseless act of violence. It is tragic that we only unpack these issues after devastating events. The second-gen Korean Americans I spoke with here let me know that the journey is far from over, but they're also trying to make progress the best way they know how, with dialogue, allyship, and respect for one another. And change can only take place with us speaking up.